guys, welcome to another episode of Table Talk. On this show, we take your topics on the Twitter using the hashtag Table Talk, and then we put them in this bowl, and we reach into them and talk about them. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Ross Everett.
I'm Joe Beretta. What happened to the old bowl?
So
It's been a while. I haven't been invited onto the show.
Yeah.
I'm too good.
It means you keep drinking our water and spitting it out.
Meg went to Canada, and a fan gave her this really lovely bowl. But I think viewers have been saying
Yeah,
that
I'm supposed to break the other bowl, right?
well,
It'll happen.
I don't know if you should break it because the other bowl we've dubbed Smiley. His name is Smiley, and it's because he smiles at the fans
And he's
because of our lighting
terrifying.
setup.
Yeah.
Well, and he's
I don't
terrifying.
like his smug face. I'm gonna break Smiley.
Anytime you're telling a sad story, he's just looking at you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this
Smiling
one
into your
doesn't
soul.
smile, but it has a Canadian.
I love
It
Canada.
has like a very
Maple
like
leaf.
nice Canadian like, oh, I'm sorry, like
Yeah.
bowing its head.
Well, and there's a nice message on the inside too, which we'll get to when we're done reading
Cool.
some topics.
We'll pull
Which
out
we
a
will
topic.
never be done.
All right, guys, here we go. First topic of the day. Yer at YerFacts on Twitter said best hero/villain relationship. Personally, Magneto and Professor X.
That one's so
Yeah,
good.
very
That's
good.
a really good one.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, because it's like mutual, and then it's like hated, and then it's heated because they both want the same thing, but Magneto wants it in such an evil way.
You know what I really like about it is that it's not this like yin and yang of superpowers. It isn't like magnetism and the thing that can combat magnetism.
Yeah.
They're really unrelated, and the only thing that's stopping Professor X from coming up on top is the helmet that Magneto wears.
Which is, where can I get that helmet?
I know,
That psychic blocking helmet.
Yeah, because we really need it, don't we?
Hold on, that's a question though. Because crazy people wear tinfoil hats to stop you from listening to their thoughts. Would that work?
Like
in the
What
in
if
the
it
Marvel
is just
universe?
tinfoil?
Like-
Yeah, it's just a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, someone punches Magneto, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" Oh, it's just like, dude,
It really
stop
protects
it.
nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
It's just for the psychic.
like in a
ability.
really dramatic like showdown between him and Professor X, he's just like, I don't need this, and he takes it off.
yeah. Who's a good villain? And well, I kind of like this. Maybe isn't timeless, but I really liked the Hellboy and what was his name? Who's the guy that got stabbed and
Hellboy 1 or Hellboy 2?
Rasputin.
Yeah,
That's who
you're
it
talking
is.
about
Yeah.
What a cool name for a bad guy. I like it when they base characters in comics and in any kind of storytelling off of like real life.
It
was
was,
okay.
wait,
figures.
it was Rasputin.
It was the actual
Yeah, it
Rasputin?
was really Rasputin.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I didn't watch Hellboy.
Or read the comic.
Or read the comic. I mean,
No, it
like,
really
man,
was.
Shame
Yeah.
him.
But
Shame
still,
him on the Hellboy
that's
tip.
super cool, and I'm
Yeah.
going to watch it now because I like that. I love historical fiction.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
that stuff
Well,
is
that's
so
The
cool.
Hellboy movies are great.
The Hellboy movies are great.
I
The
saw
Hellboy
number 2.
comics are great because they do deal in all that historical stuff. Like Hitler didn't die when he really died, when we think he died, and he
Yeah.
was really obsessed with the occult, which I guess he really was. But in this series, it's like they were kind of fighting Hitler's minions now because they're all off doing their own occultish stuff.
So
very,
good.
very cool.
Who played Hellboy?
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman. I love how much makeup they had to put on him to make him look like a human being.
Do you know he's like
behind the
this
scenes
tall?
interviews.
Ron Perlman is like my height. I think he's
No
shorter.
way, are you
Yeah, He's
serious?
a tiny man.
Wait, I've met Ron Perlman. I guess I haven't met him standing.
You were on your knees? All
Well,
right.
I mean, when you
know,
do-
another one that I liked from back in the 90s when I was reading a lot of comics was Violator and Spawn.
Yeah.
I loved that.
Or like
relationship.
Clown. Who's the clown guy?
That's Violator.
That's Violator?
In,
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah,
his
yeah.
human form.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah,
yeah.
it's so good. Did you ever read that comic? Spawn?
I read it as a kid and didn't really
Todd
get it.
McFarlane, the art is amazing.
Oh yeah, the art's
It's so good.
fantastic.
Those old Image comics from the 90s, I loved them. You got like Savage Dragon.
Yeah,
awesome.
Savage Dragon's amazing, man. The thing about Spawn is like as a kid, it was almost like too terrifying for me. Like,
Oh,
it was,
really?
It was very fucked up, man.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's like all
it's
devil.
super demonic and very like gory and very graphic. Yeah.
I wish I could participate in this conversation. Now, well, here's the thing: is I really like Lex Luthor and Superman.
Yeah.
The idea that they were friends and then they became like enemies, and that idea kind of scares me because it's like there's such a thin line between a deep friendship and mortal enemies, and once you cross it, it's hard to get back. But I kind of want to go into my realm, which is we talked about this, but not so much in a comic book world. But that 70s show, I think that the antagonist for a lot of that show is Red Foreman and Eric Foreman.
That was
And
my favorite TV relationship ever.
It has like the best father-son relationship in
It's so good.
in recent television history for sure.
Wait a minute, we're not talking Walter White and Walt Jr. over here. Is the
No,
best
no,
relationship. I'm just
no,
kidding. I'm
because
feeling-
honestly, Walt Jr. is such a placeholder for a real
part of that
son.
show.
Yeah.
their relationship is beautiful.
No, but
you know?
Eric and Red Foreman have this wonderful, like, they butt heads, and they're like Red Foreman is very much like, I'm going to get down into the dirt, and I do not appreciate intellectual wit or whatsoever. In fact, he sees that as like a downfall in Eric's character.
Yeah, but I want you guys to know that that's not the first time a television sitcom has ever had that relationship. Like, we can go all the way back to All in the Family,
Yeah.
where it's
Where I meet
But
him,
some
you know,
people,
that
but some
whole thing.
people do it better, and the Eric and Red Foreman relationship.
But I mean, I
was
feel like
amazing.
You could
It's-
still feel the love there,
Yeah.
even though it was just like he was such a hard ass.
Well,
of a father.
look at Roseanne. Roseanne and her relationship with her daughter and her daughters and her son. Like, they also kind of had that kind of like, I'm gonna tell you like it is and call you a shithead, but I still love you kind of relationship.
I
It's
100%
that kind of
agree,
thing.
but some people did it better than others.
Yeah.
Okay,
I love
alright.
Roseanne though. That's a great show.
Roseanne's that's fantastic. Did you
so
say
good.
Roseanne?
Roseanne. I love Roseanne.
John
It's a
Goodman
great show.
is so good in
so
Roseanne.
good.
Okay, can we talk about the finale of that movie or that TV series?
Yeah.
How
It was
did it
so
end?
sad. So John Goodman has a heart attack.
Oh, yeah.
And
You find out that like it's all Roseanne was writing about it, and it was like mostly fiction is what the finale was about. Like,
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I meant like the end of like the characters, but the
Don't they win the lottery or something?
Oh, that was a bad. That was a
yeah.
bad.
Let's forget about
Yep.
that episode.
Did wait, that wasn't the end of the series?
No. They win the lottery and then they're like rich for a season, and it's not that
It was
interesting because you
weird.
can't relate with them.
You want that
anymore.
would you say lower middle class family?
Well, they were very relatable, yeah. It's
yeah,
just kind
it
of
was
like
super
your-
relatable, and I love the relationship between John Goodman and Roseanne.
So
Again,
great.
a lot of like they were ribbing each other, but there was a lot of love there.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yep.
Dance Mom Keith. I love that.
Wait,
because
Dance
it's a
Mom-
dude. Dance Mom. It's a dude named
Dance
Keith
Mom.
that loves the
Dance
show
Mom
Dance
Keith.
Moms. That's it.
Is that a
he's-
show?
or he's a dance mom.
Moms?
Yeah. Oh, this is perfect. If it came to it, what would your grand finale consist of?
Whoa.
What? Well, here was my idea for the 1 million subscriber video. Is everything happens and then it zooms out to find that Phil has been watching this entire scenario on the Fix-It Felix machine, and that he was just like, huh. And then he turns around and the entire office is empty, and it's about him about to start up SourceFed.
He
And-
wanted to end it like Saint Elsewhere, where they find out it's like a
It was all
mentally
in a-
handicapped
No.
kid with the
It-
snow
it-
globe. Who's this SourceFed?
No!
This is SourceFed.
No! It's the idea
It's snowing. It's SourceFed.
he's about to embark on the journey that is SourceFed, and he gets this Fix-It Felix machine, and he's been watching what has the 1 million subscriber unfold in front of him, and then he comes away and walks into this empty office full of possibility, and that's my ending.
That's
to
beautiful.
SourceFed.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
It's Steve with the snow globe.
So grand finale.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer that any grand finale, I'm probably talking movie, stage, television, but let's say I'm applying this to life too. Song and dance, man.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm so
Big
there. I'm
musical
so
number.
there. Fuck you, because I was thinking of the
No,
Muppet
fuck
movie.
you.
No, fuck you! Oh,
But put it back to you.
thank you.
No, get it
Okay,
back over
now
there.
we're just
Come
a
on.
vaudeville act. Okay, yeah, no, I was thinking of the Muppet movie, like how it's all the Muppets together, and it's like life's like a movie.
Do you know
it
what
writes
Oh,
your
that'd
own
be really
ending.
cool.
Yes,
keep
I'm so
believing.
disappointed on a daily basis when I wake up and I like look around and I'm like, I want to start my. Nobody wants
Yeah,
to sing
no.
with me. And nobody wants
You
to
want
jump
this to
into
be
dance.
fame? The
Yeah.
whole office
Yeah.
to be fame?
Yeah.
Last day of school, I always wanted to walk out into the halls and just expect everybody to start dancing and running out and being like, "We're closing our lockers for the last time this year."
We don't have to worry about that guy in science class.
You know who does do those big musical endings though? Judd Apatow. Mm-hmm. Like Knocked Up, 40-year-old virgin. Wait, I don't know if Knocked Up actually, but definitely 40-year-old virgin. This is the end. which wasn't him.
of the age.
But they do those big everything
Yeah.
is happy now, we're gonna dance it out
Yeah.
thing. See, I'm a fan of what was it, 6 Feet Under? The ending of
Oh
that.
man, that
They-
was crazy.
Like that went along with the theme of the show, and I mean, like, without spoiling anything, because I'm not going to tell you how it happened.
I've never watched an episode.
Oh
fine.
man, that
They
show's
good?
tough.
If
man.
you want to see Michael C. Hall in his acting range, like watch an episode of Dexter and then go watch an episode.
yeah,
of 6
it's
Feet
very
Under.
different. Very different.
Super different characters. But the way that show was about, like, they work at a funeral home. So the last episode, they just jump forward in time and show you how everybody dies.
Yeah.
And it's super touching.
Yeah, and it's great because the series is all about every opening scene of every episode is someone dying, and it's kind of like that's the person they bring into the funeral home to like work on, I guess.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like a great closure for the fans because it was seeing your favorite characters that way.
Oh.
But that show was it was too much for me because it was too real. It
Yeah,
was way
it was
too real.
super real.
And that was like so hard to watch, especially when they dealt with the death stuff and the
It
getting
just like
sick.
took
and-
hammer and nails into your feel spots and just
Pretty much, yeah. They kind of
They
take
hit it.
all of the
Wait. I want to know what your favorite finales were of TV series.
Oh man.
You know, I love the Sopranos finale so much.
Yeah.
Because we still talk about it to this day, and people still want to talk about it. Whereas with the Lost finale, people just want to forget it, and they
Yeah.
don't want to talk
It
about
was.
it at
I
all.
hated the Lost finale.
But I'm still
It
a
brought
fan.
me to a point where someone's like, "Should I watch Lost?" I haven't watched Lost. I'd say no.
I'd say
It's-
watch Lost at least the first 3 seasons.
no, because then you get invested and you're like, "Oh, I hope this pays off." And
Yeah,
it
well, just have
doesn't.
someone tell you how it ends after
What's
that.
yours?
I want to say this, but I know it's wrong. I just recently watched the finale of that 70s show, and it ended the way I wanted it to end. Where I was like, this show is supposed to encapsulate the 70s, and they end it with them counting down to the 80s, and they go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Credits.
That's good. I like
And
that.
I was
I
like,
like it.
that was beautiful.
That's cool.
The one that comes to my mind, and this is totally out of left field, and I might have talked about this before, maybe not on camera, but I have with Steve, was David the Gnome. David the Gnome had one of the most, like, I don't know how to handle this in my child or adult mind endings I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not spoiling anything because it's so old and most people probably didn't watch it. But David the Gnome was about this gnome family that lived in the forest, and he was a doctor, and he went around and fixed animals and stuff. And it was from Sweden. We'll sing that in a second. But at the very last episode, it's David and his wife, and these are like, they're like portrayed as 50, 60-year-old little gnomes, right? David and his wife and a family friend, they jump on their Fox Swift to go off into the mountains. And you're like, huh, what's going on? And they're saying goodbye to everybody on the way. And they pick up their friend and they go up into like a meadow in like the Swiss Alps and die.
What?
Yeah,
And
it's intense,
die.
man.
They turn into like some trees and some like things like.
That's how The Simpsons should end. They all
It's-
just die.
And you just watch it and you're like, oh my god. And then the fox walks away all sad, and then he's like, it'll be all right. He doesn't say that because he's not a talking fox. He's a mute fox. But you can see it in his mute fox eyes.
He's like really
Sick.
sad. He's a
Yeah.
sad
Yeah.
fox.
Yeah.
What do you guys think was the best show ending of all time? Let us know in the comments down below. But let's move on to our last question.
This one's gonna have to be quick. If you sneezed up a strawberry and nobody saw you do it, would you tell anyone?
Wait.
I would tell
Everybody.
Yeah, I'd be like, look at
Hands
this
down.
strawberry I just sneezed
Yeah,
out.
I'd see if I could get someone to eat it first, and then I'd be like, "You like that? Kim on my nose!
Thanks,
Kim on my nose!
Thanks, the jiggly poof. Yeah, I'd brag.
Yeah.
Look at my stuff. I'm gonna do one more
Yeah.
quick
Oh
one.
yeah, real quick.
TW Man 1 says, if you had a baby, would you let Ross date it? No.
Yeah, what?
Just let him date your
let
baby.
me- well, hold on. It's a little weird because Joe actually has
Because
a
I actually
baby.
did have a baby.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also,
but, I mean,
come on, Joe. But here's the thing. I will take your baby out on a bro date. We'll just like go have a good time, have him smoke a stogie, get some wings, watch some football. Can I date your baby?
I'm gonna murder you.
Just let me date your baby.
thank you guys so much for
date
watching
your
Cable
baby.
Talk. If you want to submit some topics for the Holy Bowl, I don't know why I called it the Holy Bowl. If you want to submit topics for this non-Holy Bowl for us to talk about on the show, use the hashtag Table Talk on Twitter, or you can go to r/SourceFed on Reddit and submit your topics there. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Ross Everett.
I'm Joe Beretta. Look around you. There are many things to see that some would say will never be.
Yes, really fucked me up.
These things I know. They're true and I will tell you so.
Tell me.
It's springtime for Hitler and Germany.
It was all a big metaphor about the Holocaust. David the Gnome.